Okay. Now, yesterday we were discussing about few important terms used, and we solved few problems. Today we will continue with that. The important terms with respect to the introduction of power system, operation and control. So we'll continue with that. That is important terms. You will learn what are the important terms, and then we shall solve 2 or 3 problems. We will solve 2 or 3 problems. Okay. So what is the first important term? That is known as connected load. So what is a connected load? Connected load is the sum of power rating of all the loads connected to the power supply. That is known as connected load. The unit for this connected load will be in kilowatts or it will be in megawatts. So that is known as your connected load. What is the connected load? The sum of power ratings of all the loads connected to the power supply. Say if you take your home, say you have only 10 tube lights. Each and every tube light has a power rating of 40 watts. So 40 into 10, that is you have 10 tube lights. So 40 into 10 is 400 watts. So 0.4 kilowatts is the connected load to the power supply with respect to your home or with respect to your house. So that is known as the connected load. The unit is watts. So already we have discussed what is a load. Load is power requirement. Load is power requirement or power consumed. That is known as your load. That is your first important term. That is connected load. What is a connected load? Then we have one more term that is known as maximum demand. Maximum demand. So what is this maximum demand? Even the unit for this maximum demand is kilowatt or megawatt. It can be in kilowatt or megawatt. That is with respect to the size of the power system. If it is a huge power system, say for example, if you deal with a particular state, the maximum demand will be dealt in megawatts. If you are discussing about a town or if you are discussing about a city, dealing with a city, then it will be in kilowatts. Hope you understand. So what is this maximum demand? The maximum power required at the instant during a time period is called maximum demand. What is the maximum demand? The maximum power requirement at an instant during a time period is called maximum demand. Say for example, we have 24 hours in a day. So we have 24 hours in a day. Say at 6 a.m., the load or demand. Load and demand terms can be used interchangeably. Load and demand terms can be used interchangeably. Hope you understand. Okay, so the maximum or the load, say at 6 a.m. is the load requirement at 6 a.m. is some 1000 kilowatts. At 12 p.m. is 10,000 kilowatts. At 6 p.m. is 4,000 kilowatts. So for this given time period, the maximum demand is 10,000 kilowatts because at 12 p.m. I have a load demand or a demand of power demand of 10,000 kilowatts. For a given time period, What is the maximum power requirement? Is known as maximum demand. Hope you understand. I will reiterate. At 6 a.m. the power demand is, our load is 1000 kilowatts. At 12 p.m. the power requirement or power demand is 10,000 kilowatts. At 6 p.m. it is 4,000 kilowatts. So for this given time period, the maximum demand is 10,000 kilowatts, which occurs at 12 p.m. Hope you understand. That is your maximum demand. Then the third term which is important is load factor. We will discuss why these terms are very important later. Why these terms we are going to learn, or why these terms are important later. First, let us see what are these terms, or what are the definitions of these terms. Then we are going to discuss about load factor. So before discussing about load factor, let us discuss about a term called demand factor. Discuss about a term called demand factor. Okay, so what is this term demand factor is? So demand factor is equal to, or is the ratio of maximum demand by connected load. So demand factor is the ratio of maximum demand to connected load. We know the definition of maximum demand as well as the connected load. So demand factor is given by maximum demand by connected load. Does it have any unit? No, it doesn't have any unit. No unit, because maximum demand has a unit of watt, connected load has a unit of watt. So watt by watt will get cancelled. You will not have any unit for this. So it doesn't have any unit. Okay, fine. Then the fourth term. Let us discuss about what is average power. So what is this average load? Average power requirement or average load. What is average load? So average load is given by units consumed. Units consumed, or say units generated, or say units generated by 24 hours. Or let us simply say 24. So units generated or units consumed by 24. The 24 is the number of hours in a day. 24 is the number of hours in a day. So units generated by 24 is equal to average load. Is equal to average load. Units generated by 24 is equal to average load. So what is a unit? So first we should know what is unit. First we should know what is a unit, right? So unit is 1 kilowatt hour. Unit stands for 1 kilowatt hour. 1 kilowatt hour. So we are representing it for energy. Unit of energy is unit. Unit of electrical energy is unit. So 1 unit is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. So we are discussing about energy. So energy generated by 24. That is your average load. Hope you understand. Or for a given time. Say if you are discussing about day, it will be 24. If you want to write this in a general form, it is unit generated by time. Unit generated by time, period. See, that is good. So what is this? From this we can say what is daily average load. From this we can say what is daily average load. So what is daily average load? So daily average load is equal to energy generated in units, by 24, because we have 24 hours in a day. That is daily average load. Then what is monthly average load? What is known as monthly average load? So monthly average load is given by energy generated in a month, or here it is in a day. Energy generated in a month divided by number of hours in a month. So number of days is 30. In each and every day you have 24 hours. Okay. This is the monthly average load is equal to energy generated in a month by 30 into 24, where 30 stands for number of days in a month and 24 stands for number of hours in a day. That is about your monthly average load. Then we have our annual average load, that is yearly. Annual average load. What is annual average load? That is yearly average load. Is equal to energy generated in year by number of hours in a year. What is the number of hours in a year? 365 into 24. We have 365 days in a year, and in each and every day we have 24 hours. So that is what is given. So we know how to calculate daily average load, then monthly average load, even our annual average load. That is given by energy generated in a year by 365 into 24. Okay. Then we will discuss about the next term. So what will be the next term? That will be your load factor. So what is this load factor is equal to? So load factor is given by the ratio of average load to maximum demand. You know what is average load, we know what is maximum demand. So the ratio of average load to maximum demand is known as load factor. It is always less than 1. Your load factor will always be less than 1. It's always less than 1. A value of 1. Try to find. That is about your load factor 10. We have a term called diversity factor. What is this diversity factor? Diversity factor is the ratio of sum of maximum demands of individual loads. Individual load, here individual load means different type of loads. Types of loads. By sum of maximum demand of individual loads. Or the different type of loads we know commercial load, we know irrigational load, we have discussed about industrial load. So these are different type of loads. So in each and every different type of load, what is the maximum demand? Add them. That is summation of maximum demands of individual loads by maximum demand of the plant. Demand of the plant or the system. Maximum demand of the system. That is known as your diversity factor. That is your diversity factor. One more important point, diversity factor is always greater than 1. Diversity factor is always greater than 1. Greater than 5. That is about your diversity factor. Then we have one more factor or one more term known as coincidence factor. What is this coincidence factor equal to? Coincidence factor is the inverse of diversity factor. So the inverse of diversity factor is called as coincidence factor. Then what are the other terms we have? That is, we have plant capacity factor. Plant capacity factor. So what is this plant capacity factor? This is in terms of power. Plant capacity factor is said in terms of power. We are going to deal with power. Okay. So plant capacity factor is equal to, in terms of power, or pertaining to power. Pertaining to power. Okay. So that is equal to, plant capacity factor is equal to average load by the capacity of the plant or plant capacity. Say you have a power plant. What is the capacity of the power plant? Say Coulomb. Say the capacity of Coulomb nuclear power plant is 10,000 megawatt. So average load, say it is 5,000 megawatt. By plant capacity, say it is 10,000 megawatt. So it becomes 0.5. Plant capacity factor becomes 0.5. So average load by plant capacity. Fine. That is your plant capacity factor. Then the next term, plant utilization factor. Plant utilization factor. So what is plant utilization factor? Even that is related with power. Even that is related to your power or pertaining to power. Right, so that is equal to plant capacity. Plant utilization factor is equal to maximum demand to that plant by plant capacity. That is known as plant utilization factor. That is known as plant utilization factor. Fine. Then we have plant use factor. So what is this plant use factor? But this is related to energy. Plant use factor is related to energy. So what is this? Plant use factor is equal to, so my plant use factor is equal to, so we're dealing with energy, right? So units generated, total number of, say total number of units generated, total number of units generated by the plant divided by plant capacity into number of operating hours of the plant. Number of operating hours of the plant. So that is known as your plant use factor. It may be a bit confusing, but very simple. Plant capacity factor deals with power. Even plant utilization factor deals with power, but plant use factor deals with energy. So it is equal total number of units generated, units C, unit for energy, electrical energy divided by plant capacity, total number of units generated by plant capacity into number of operating hours of the plant. Number of operating hours of the plant. Hope you understand. Okay. And use factor is equal to number of units generated by plant capacity into number of operating hours of the plant. Right. Then we have one more factor, one more term, important term, which is known as reserve capacity. What is the reserve capacity of the plant? So reserve capacity is given by, so what is the reserve you are having, or what is the reserve the plant has? Reserve capacity is equal to plant capacity divided by plant capacity minus maximum demand to the plant. What is reserve capacity? So reserve capacity is equal to plant capacity minus maximum demand for the plant. Maximum demand for the plant. That is known as our reserve capacity. Okay. So these are the important terms with respect to our power system operation and control introduction. Okay. Now you may ask, why we are studying all these terms? What is the importance of all these terms? Only if we know all these terms or the importance of all these terms, we can calculate the cost required for generating 1 unit. So in TNUB, bi-monthly at our home, we receive electricity bill. So how it is calculated? It is calculated with the help of all these terms in mind. So if you want to calculate the cost of 1 unit generated, then you should know all these terms. So this is known as economic operation. This is used for economic operation of our power plant or our power system. So to calculate the amount required to generate 1 unit of energy, we should learn all these terms. Okay, we should learn all these terms. Hope you understand. Now let us talk about few graphs. Let's talk about few graphs that are helpful for our economic operation, for the economic operation of the power system. So what are those graphs? The first graph is known as load curve. First is known as load curve. So what is this load curve? Let's see what is actually this load curve. So in load curve, in x-axis you will have the time stated in hours. For load curve, in time you will have the load curve. In x-axis you will have the time in hours. Whereas in y-axis you will have the load, or the power demand in kilowatts or megawatts. So that is known as your load curve. Say for example, from 0 to 4 hours, I have a load of 20 megawatts. So what I will do, I will draw a straight line from 20 megawatt, which is available in the y-axis, till 0 to 4 in the x-axis. Right? Likewise, we can draw our load curve. So in load curve, in x-axis, we have the time in hours. In y-axis, we have the load in kilowatt or megawatt. Fine. Then we have one more graph, which is known as load duration curve. Load duration curve. Now, what is this load duration curve? In case of load duration curve, in x-axis, you won't have any change. The time in hours, the time in hours, there is no change x-axis. But what happens to your y-axis? Load is in y-axis also you have your load. That is, even there you don't have any difference. And what is the actual difference between these two curves? That is load curve and load duration curve. Say, in load duration curve, you arrange the loads. Please arrange your loads. Arrange the loads in descending order. Descending order. That is very important. Arrange the loads in descending order. Whereas in load curve, you just take from 0 to 4 hours. What is the load? Draw the graph. Then 4 to 12. What is the load? Draw the graph. Then 12 to 24 hours. What is the load? To draw the graph. Say, for example, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. You have 10 kilowatts. Then 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. you have 10,000 kilowatts. Then 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. you have a load of 12,000 kilowatts. Then from 6 p.m. to 12 p.m. you have a load of 1,000 kilowatts. So in chronological order, you have your x-axis. You have your x-axis in chronological order. Whereas in your y-axis, you have your load. That is not a problem. But whereas in case of load duration curve, you are not going to follow the chronological order. Then what you will follow? You just place the first maximum load in the first place. Then comes the second maximum load. Then comes third maximum load. And their duration is mentioned with respect to your x-axis. So x-axis carries time, whereas y-axis carries your load in kilowatt or megawatt. Okay, so that is about your load curve and load duration curve. Both the graphs are most probably bar graphs. Most probably both are here in our circuit. These two curves will be represented with help of bar graphs. Hope you know what is a bar graph. Okay. Thereby you can find the area covered. If you find the area covered in a load curve, what it will give? It will give the energy generated. If you find the area under the load curve, find the area under the load curve or load duration curve, what we can easily find out? We can easily find out the energy generated for that particular time period. Okay. So these are the important terms and the curves pertaining to our introduction. Okay. Now let us solve our problem. So what is the problem number? So the problem number is going to be 4, I think. Problem number will be 4. Problem. Okay. So problem. A generating station supply the following loads. A generating station supplied the following loads. So what are the loads? Say the first load, say load 1. Say load 1. Load 1 is equal to What is the value of load 1? 15,000 kilowatts. Load 1 is 15,000 kilowatts. Right. So load 1 is 15,000 kilowatts. A generating station supplied the following loads. First load 15,000 kilowatts. Second load 12,000 kilowatts. Third load 8,500 kilowatts. Then fourth load 6,000 kilowatts. And fifth load is 450 kilowatts. The station has a maximum demand of 22,000 kilowatts. The station has a maximum demand of 22,000 kilowatts. The annual load factor of the station is 48%. The annual load factor of the station is 48%. Calculate. Annual load factor of the station is 48%. Calculate the number of units supplied. Calculate the number of units supplied, the diversity factor, the demand factor. So these are the parameters which we have to find out. That is the number of units supplied, the diversity factor, the demand factor. Fine. So first, let us write down the values of loads. So load 1 is 15,000, load 2 is 12,000 kilowatts. Then load 3 is equal to 8,500 kilowatts. Then load 4, say load 4 is equal to 6,000 kilowatts. Then load 5 is equal to 450 kilowatts. So load 1, 15,000, load 2, 12,000, load 3, 8,500, load 4, 6,000, load 5, 450 kilowatts. They have also given the value of maximum demand. What is the value of maximum demand? Maximum demand is equal to 22,000 kilowatts. Fine, good. Now what they have asked us to find? First, they have asked us to find what is number of units generated. The number of units supplied or generated. Then they have asked us to find diversity factor. Okay. And finally, they have asked us to find what is the demand factor. The demand factor. Okay, first, what is the number of units supplied? First, we have to calculate what is the number of units supplied. They have also given one more data, that is annual load factor. Annual load factor is equal to 48%. 48%, fine. Now, from this, let us start. What is annual from annual load factor? Let us start. Annual load factor. Okay. So, what is the formula for annual load factor? Annual load factor is equal to annual average load. Annual average load divided by maximum demand. Fine. So what is annual average load? What is the annual average load? We know annual load factor. Annual load factor is 0.48. Annual load factor is 0.48. It is given in the question, which is 48%. 48% is converted to 0.48 by dividing into 100. 0.48 is equal to annual average load. Annual average load divided by maximum demand. They given the maximum demand value was 22,000 watts. So from this we can say what is our annual average load is equal to 22,000 into 0.48. The answer is equal to 10,560 kilowatts. That is the annual average load. Fine. Now we have to calculate our first unknown, that is number of units generated. What is the formula for number of units generated? Is equal to annual average load. What is the annual average load? 10,560 annual average load. Annual average load into number of hours in a year. What is the number of hours in a year? Number of hours in a year. We have 365 days. Each and every day we have 24 hours. We have 24 hours. So that can be written as 10,560 into 365 into 24. That is the number of units generated. That will be in kilowatt hour, because already we have this annual average load in kilowatt. 365 into 24 is hour. So kilowatt hour. That is units. So now what is this equal to? So that is equal to 92505,600 units. Unit stands for 1 kilowatt hour. We can directly write it as kilowatt hour. It's 9250566. 92505,600 kilowatt hour is the number of units generated. Okay. That is the number of units generated. Fine. Then the second unknown. What is the second unknown? Diversity factor. What is the formula to find diversity factor? You know the formula to find diversity factor. Sum of max demands of individual loads divided by max demand of the plant or max demand of the power system. What is the sum of maximum demands of individual loads? In the coaching, they are given load 1, load 2, load 3, load 4, load 5, and their loads. So this load 1 will have a maximum demand. Obviously, it will have a maximum demand of 15,000 kilowatt. Likewise, load 2, 12,000 kilowatts. Load 3, 8,500 kilowatts. Load 4, 6,000 kilowatts. Load 5, 450 kilowatts. Obvious. It's obvious. So this can be written as sum of maximum demands of individual loads is given by 15,000 as first load, 15,000. Go to second load, is 12,000. Third load is 8,500. As fourth load is 6,000. Then the last load which is 4,500. Divided by the maximum demand. What is the maximum demand? Maximum demand is given as 22,000. 22,000. So that is equal to, what is that equal to? That is equal to 1.906. So that can be written as 1.907. That is my diversity factor. It is obviously greater than 1. Okay, fine. Then finally, we have to find out what is the demand factor. So we know the formula for demand factor. What is the formula for demand factor? Demand factor is given by maximum demand by connected load. So let us know, we should calculate what is connected load. What's the value of connected load? It is the sum of all the loads connected to the power system. So we have load 1, load 2, load 3, load 4, load 5. So all these loads, they should be added. If we add all these, you will get the connected load. Load 1 to load 5, if you add, you will get the connected load. So that is equal to this 15,000 plus 12,000 plus 8,500 plus 6,000 plus 450. That is connected load. And we know what is the maximum demand. From this, we can say demand factor is equal to maximum demand is 22,000 divided by summation of this. So what is that equal to? $15,000 plus 12,000 plus 1,500 plus 1,000 plus 450. 22,000 divided by this value. So it is equal to 0.524. 0.524. So that is my demand factor. Fine. So now we are done with this problem. Okay. Hope you understand. It is very easy. This problem is a very easy problem. Now let us solve our second problem. Of the day. Fifth problem for the codes. Yes.
Is demand factor and coincidence factor same?
Yes, pardon. Who is this?
Masood, sir.
Okay, what's your doubt, Pa?
Demand factor and coincidence factor same, sir.
No, demand factor. Demand factor is maximum demand by connected load. That is fine. What is coincidence factor? It is the inverse of diversity factor. What is diversity factor? Diversity factor is the sum of individual loads by maximum demand of the plant. See, in this case, yes, what you have observed is right. Very good. What you have observed is right. In this particular case, they are equal. Coincidence factor and demand factor, they are equal in this particular problem. But always they are not equal because there are two different terminology or there are two different terms. Because coincidence factor is equal to maximum demand by sum of maximum demands of individual loads. But whereas demand factor is equal to sum of maximum demands of individual load divided by now I'm discussing about demand factor, right? Demand factor is equal to what is your demand factor equal to? Is equal to maximum demand by sum of connected load or connected load. Demand factor is equal to maximum demand by connected load. What is connected load? Sum of all the power ratings of the load. That is different. All the power rating you are going to add. That is your connected load. Demand factor is maximum demand by connected load. But whereas coincidence factor is equal to sum of maximum demands of individual load divided by maximum demand. Inverse, you have to take inverse of that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So they two are different. In this case, the values are the same. In this particular case, the results are the same. Actually, they will not be the same for all the cases. Did I answer your question, Masood?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Did I answer your question?
Yes,
See,
sir.
you may ask, why did I take this value of load 1 as maximum demand? Because in this particular question, they have not given the maximum demand for load 1, load 2, load 3, load 4, load 5 explicitly. That is the reason I have took my load 1 by itself is the maximum demand of load 1. But in some cases, what they will do? Explicitly, they will say what is the maximum demand of load 1, what is the maximum demand of load 2, load 3, load 4, load 5, so on. If they have not given the maximum demand of each and every load explicitly, then what you can do? You can take the load by itself as the maximum demand. Did I answer your question, Masood?
Yes, sir.
Is my explanation clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Shall I move on to the next problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So now let us discuss our second problem. So what is that problem? Okay. A generating station has a maximum demand of 20 megawatt. A load factor of 60%, a load factor of 60%, a plant capacity factor of 48%, and a load use factor of 80%. I will repeat. A generating station has a maximum demand of 20 megawatts, a load factor of 60%, a plant capacity factor of 48%, and a plant use factor of 80%. Now they are asking us to find the daily energy produced. Daily energy produced reserve capacity of the plant, maximum energy that could be produced daily if the plant are running all the time. Finally, maximum energy that could be produced if the plant when running were fully loaded. Fine. Okay. First, let's write the given data. First, let us write the given data. Okay. So, given data. So, problem number. What is the problem number? So, problem number is 5. For the day it is 2, but for the course it is 5. So, what is the given data? The generation station has a maximum demand of 20 megawatt. So, maximum demand is equal to 20 megawatt. Fine. A load factor, we given the load factor value as 50%, so that can be written as 0.6. So divide by 100, we get 0.6, that is fine. Then plant capacity factor, we given the value of plant capacity factor, which is equal to 80% if you, that is equal to 48%. Plant capacity factor is equal to 48%. If you divide that by 100, you will get 0.48. Fine. Then you have your plant use factor. So plant use factor, you have the value as 80%, which can be 0.8. Divide by 100, divide 80% by 100, you get 0.85. They have asked us to find daily energy produced. Fine. So, how to find this daily energy produced? You know the load factor value. What is load factor equal to? We know the formula for load factor. Load factor is equal to average load divided by maximum demand. Average load by maximum demand. Fine. So that is equal to, we are not sure about the average load. So keep that as it is. Average load divided by maximum demand. We know what is the value of maximum demand, which is 20 megawatt. From this I can say, this gives, right? This gives, what does this give? My average load is equal to 20 megawatt into load factor. What is my load factor? 0.6. Load factor, which is 0.6. Load factor is equal to 0.6. So what is that equal to? 20 into 0.6. 12 megawatt. I have found out what is my average load. My average load is equal to average load equal to 12 megawatt. Good. That is fine. Average load is equal to 12 megawatt. They asked us to find daily energy produced. Daily energy produced is given by, what is daily energy produced is given by average load into number of hours in a day. What is the number of hours in a day? 24. What is actually energy? We know energy is equal to note. Energy is equal to power into time. Power is given in terms of average load. Time is your number of hours in a day. So that is equal to daily energy produced. So 12 into, that is 12 star 12 megawatt or 24 hours. That is equal to 12 into 24. What is 12 into 24? 12 into 24 is equal to 288 megawatt hour. It can be converted to kilowatt hour if you want. 288 zeros into kilowatt hour. This is your daily energy produced. 288 megawatt hour or 2,88,000 kilowatt hour. 1 kilowatt hour is 1 unit. Fine. The next unknown we have to calculate. They ask us to find reserve capacity of the plant. Reserve capacity of the plant. What is the formula to find reserve capacity of the plant? The formula is plant capacity minus maximum demand. So for plant capacity minus maximum demand, you will get your reserve capacity of the plant. We know maximum demand already. Maximum demand is 20 megawatt. Fine. But we are not aware of our plant capacity. So how to calculate plant capacity? But they have given what is plant capacity factor value. So that is equal to 0.48. Good. You know the formula for plant capacity factor. Or the formula for plant capacity factor, it is given by average load divided by plant capacity. Good. Now, do you know the value of average load? What is average load? Average load is 12, which is given here. Average load is 12 megawatt, which is given here. So from this I can say, my plant capacity equal to 12 megawatt, which is the average load divided by 0.48. That is my plant capacity factor. So what is this equal to? 12 divided by 0.48 equal to 25. So my plant capacity equal to 25. Equal to 25 megawatt. And 25 megawatt. Then we have one more unknown. We have two unknowns. For the third unknown, what they have asked us to calculate maximum energy that could be produced daily if plant were running all the time. So they ask us to find maximum energy that could be produced if plant is allowed to run all the time. Fine. Okay. That could be produced if plant is allowed to run all the time. Okay, fine. So they ask us to calculate energy. Energy is equal to power into time. Say we are going to calculate for a day. It is daily. We are going to calculate it for a day. So here it is daily maximum energy. Max energy can be produced. It can be produced if the plant is running for 24 hours, because in a day you have 24 hours. Is equal to dash. That is equal to, very simple. That will be equal to, I am going to calculate this for daily. So this will be equal to plant capacities, will be equal to plant capacity into 24 hours. Very simple. Right. Plant capacity into 24 hours. What is plant capacity? 25 megawatt. 24 hours. So what is that equal to? 25 into 24. What is 25 into 24? 600. It is 600 megawatt hour. If you want, you can write it in kilowatt hour. That is 6 lakhs kilowatt hour, because kilowatt hour is 1 unit. That is the maximum energy that could be produced if the plant is allowed to run all the time. It is for 24 hours of a day. Okay. Fine. Then the last unknown. What is the last unknown? What is our last unknown? So our last unknown is they are asking us to find the maximum energy that could be produced in the plant when running were fully loaded. Maximum energy that could be produced, that could be used during operating hours. That is very important. During operating hours. For some hours, it may be switch off. The plant may be off. Maximum energy that could be produced in the operating hours or full load. It's loaded fully. Full load. Let's say I'm going to calculate it for per day basis. In per day basis, I'm going to calculate this daily. So what is that equal to? So that is equal to plant capacity. Very simple. That is equal to plant capacity into operating hours of the plant. Into operating hours of the plant. Or let us simply say operating hours. So we have to calculate what is the operating hours. So let us take the given data. What they given the data? No problem. They are given something called plant use factor. Let us try to find the operating hours from plant use factor. So from plant use factor, let's try to find what is the operating. So what is plant use factor pertain to energy is equal to total energy produced. Total energy produced divided by total energy produced divided by plant capacity into operating hours. Into operating hours. Okay. And now we know what is the plant use factor equal to. What is the value of plant use factor? As given in the question is 0.8. Substitute 0.8. Plant use factor that is equal to total energy produced. What is total energy produced in a day? Average load into 24. Average load into 24 will give you a total energy produced in a day. Divided by, should be divided by plant capacity. What is plant capacity? 25 megawatt into operating hours. So from this, we know what is average. What is the average load? It's 12 megawatt. What's average load? We calculated it is 12 megawatt. Yes, average load is 12 megawatt. Substitute it average load is equal to 12 megawatt star is into 24 divided by 25 megawatt into operating hours into our operating hours. From this, what is your operating hour? From this, we can say what is our operating hour? What is that equal to? Operating hour is equal to 12 star 24 divided by 0.8 into 25. So what is the operating hour equal to? From this we can say what is our operating hour equal to? That is 12 into 24 divided by 0.8 into 25. That is equal to 14.4 hours. 14.4 hours, right? So that is my operating hours is equal to. Now substitute it in your maximum energy that could be produced for operating hours for full load. That is equal to, and capacity is 25 megawatt. And operating hours is 14.4 hours. So that is equal to dash 25 into 14.4. That is equal to 25 into 14.4 is equal to 360. We got the value as 360 megawatt hour, right? So if you want to convert this into kilowatt hour, it becomes 3,60,000. Becomes 3,60,000 kilowatt hour. What is kilowatt hour equal to? It can be done in units also. So the energy, maximum energy that could be produced for operating hours for full load is equal to 3,60,000. 3,60,000 units. Because 1 unit is equal to kilowatt hour. Okay. So we have calculated all the unknowns. So we are done with the problem. If you have any doubt, you can ask me.